What's up, guys? Welcome to the Line Change. And in this video, we're going to be talking about 6 Vancouver Canucks who we think might be breakout candidates for the 2025-26 season. But before we dive into that topic, I want to give a quick shout out and thank you to my sponsor, Gassy Jack Art, maker of that incredible artwork you see there behind me. And you guys can check them out yourselves at gassjackart.com. You can also find him on Instagram at Gassy Jack Art. There is a link to his website in the description down below. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this article from our friends at Canucks Army. In particular, this article is written by Jeff Patterson, JPat, whom we had on the podcast a few weeks ago. And he goes on to say, so who exactly are the Vancouver Canucks breakout candidates in 2025-26? We're not talking about players needing bounce-back seasons. That's a separate category. Certainly, Elias Pettersson and Niels Höglander, and to a lesser degree, Brock Boeser, need to perform at considerably higher levels than they did last season. But all three have already had their breakout seasons in the NHL. We're looking at players on the current roster who haven't fully popped at the NHL level. The Canucks have a number of candidates that could break through next season. Starting off with Filip Chytil. The New York Rangers likely thought that the 25-year-old Spitzer had arrived as an NHL contributor when he appeared in 74 games, scored 22 goals, and added 23 assists as a 23-year-old in the 2022-23 season. But in the 2 seasons since, Chytil has been limited to just 66 games and 13 goals. All indications are that Chytil has been fully healthy this summer and has been able to train without restrictions. And that's great news for a guy whose career has been plagued by severe head injuries. Opportunity is knocking for Chytil to seize the second-line center position in Vancouver and run with it. And if he can, the offensive numbers should follow. The Canucks need Chytil to have a big year. And it feels like Chytil needs that to happen too. Through injury and a mid-season trade, Chytil recorded 26 points in 56 games last season. That .464 point per game rate is slightly higher than his career .433 mark, but it's not in the neighborhood of where the Canucks need him to be. Can Chytil generate 60 points in his first full season in Vancouver? That may be a big ask for a player who has yet to reach the 50-point mark in a season, but that's likely what the Canucks need from Chytil if this team is going to be competitive. Next up, we have Aatu Räty. A path to prosperity has been carved out for Aatu Räty. Is this the season he grasps a full-time NHL job? The Canucks appear to be banking on it. Still just 22, Räty parlayed a strong training camp and preseason a year ago to a spot in the opening night lineup. While he shuttled between Abbotsford and Vancouver during the season, he showed flashes in his 33 NHL games that provide some hope and belief that Räty should be ready for more. A near point-per-game producer in 43 AHL games last season, the Big Finn scored 7 times and added 4 assists in 33 NHL games. The third-line center role is there for the taking. The hope has to be that a pair of injuries that limited his availability for Abbotsford in its run to the Calder Cup in June hasn't limited Räty in any way this summer as he tries to improve his foot speed. A big body with legitimate face-off prowess, Räty feels like he's on the cusp of grasping full-time NHL employment. He'll definitely be one to watch when the team opens training camp a month from now. Next up, we have Linus Karlsson. Feels like a make-it-or-break-it year for Linus Karlsson at the NHL level. He'll turn 26 in November, and he should start in the 2025-26 season with the most confidence he's ever had as a professional. This is a guy who scored 37 goals in 57 games, regular season and playoffs for Abbotsford last season, and was an absolute beast in the playoffs. He has always been a goal scorer whenever he's played, but that hasn't translated yet to the NHL, where Karlsson has just 3 goals and 3 assists in 27 career games. However, much of that is due to different roles when he's in the minors as opposed to during his big league call-ups. Can Karlsson carve out a role as a responsible fourth liner who sees second power play unit duties in Vancouver next season? In a perfect world, he'd bring some of that minor league scoring pedigree with him and push for more opportunity higher in the Vancouver lineup. But he needs to make the team first, and so there will be some pressure on Karlsson at training camp and through the preseason, so there are plenty of possibilities for Linus Karlsson to make some noise at the NHL level this season. Next up, we have Jonathan Lekkerimaki. At entry level, Jonathan Lekkerimiki's separating skill has always been his ability to shoot the puck. The problem is that in the NHL, everyone can fire the puck. And so Lekkerimaki needs to bulk up and round out his game and not rely entirely on one singular aspect of the game to set him apart. Make no mistake, though, when the opportunities present themselves, the 21-year-old Swede needs to blast away. There is much to like about Lekkerimiki's first season as a professional in North America. He scored an impressive 19 times in 36 AHL games and earned the opportunity to play 24 NHL games. With Brock Besser, Connor Garland, and Kiefer Sherwood occupying 3 spots on right wing, Lekkerimaki will need to have a big training camp to crack the Vancouver lineup. And maybe another season of being a headliner in the AHL is what he needs. Wherever he plays, Lekkerimaki needs to show the hockey world he is an elite finisher. That big shot needs to be on full display almost every night, but he also needs to prove that he is bringing other areas of his game along too. Next up, we have Victor Mancini. Rarely a night went by during Abbotsford's run to the Calder Cup last spring when Victor Mancini didn't turn heads. He was a constant standout, using his size and skating ability to control so many of his shifts. That stood in stark contrast to his 16 NHL games after the Canucks acquired him from New York in late January. At the big league level, Mancini played a much more conservative style, yet his raw potential was still easy to spot. The 23-year-old Michigan native has the opportunity to solidify his place as a regular on the Vancouver Blue Line this season. He needs to lean into the strength of his game and play with the same confidence he did in the minors. Mancini has never had a big scoring profile at any level, so expect that to continue as he carves out an NHL career. At his size, 6'3" and 229 pounds, the Canucks need him to be tough to play against and to use his skating to his advantage, particularly when breaking pucks out of the defensive end of the ice. In time, Mancini should be able to take on penalty killing duties. Next up, we have Tom Wielander. The wild card coming to his first Canucks training camp, Tom Wielander's arrival will come with plenty of scrutiny. That's just the nature of the business for a highly touted first-round draft pick who is ready to embark on his professional career. It's quite possible Wielander shows the hockey world he is NHL ready after 2 successful seasons at BU. To do that, the 20-year-old Swede will need to be mature beyond his years and will have to show that he can handle the physical demands of the best league on the planet. A modern-day defender, Wielander will rely on his smarts and his mobility to show that he belongs, but because he has not played a professional game yet, Wielander will likely need to emerge from training camp with a discernible edge on a player like Victor Mancini as they both battle for a right-side roster spot. It will not be a disappointment, nor would it be the worst thing for his development if Wielander starts the season playing big minutes in Abbotsford, but this is an article about breakout candidates at the NHL level, and Wielander is definitely in the discussion. If it happens, it's a great news story for both the player and the hockey club. So that is that article. Let me know in the comments section down below, who do you guys think will be a breakout candidate for the Vancouver Canucks in 2025-26? Is it a name that was on this list? Is there a name that was not on this list that you guys think will be a breakout candidate? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. You can find us on social media. Find us on Facebook. Just search The Line Change to find our Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram at The Line Change. You can find us on X at Line Change Man. You can find us on TikTok at the TLC Podcast. You can also find us on Blue Sky at The Line Change, and feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. If you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcast. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow, as well as rate and review us. It is, of course, greatly appreciated. That's going to do it for me in this video. As always, let's go Canucks, and I'll see you guys in the next video.